Hey, good morning, Drop Off Flight Sports. I don't know if you can tell right now, maybe you can, that we're in the driveway. This is a special driveway edition because the star of the show is not here. The star of the show had a temp up to 103 last night, so the star of the show is going to go to the doctor in just a little bit. Temperature's down, but she begrudgingly is in bed right now. She wanted to come out here, and I said, nope. You can't do drop-off flight sports if you don't go to school. So she's going to go to the doctor, and we've got no star of the show today, so I apologize in advance, but you guys are going to have to just deal with me, and that's all you're going to get this morning. We'll take a lot more questions, though, I guess, and I guess not talk about cats and chocolate milk. But, yeah, Seltzer says he's got a sick kid today, too. Yeah, it was like a 103 last night, about 2 in the morning or so. Temperature's down, but she's still going to go to the doctor in a little bit. Hey, good morning, everybody. Anybody get a chance? I hope you got a chance to hear live with me yesterday, Colts general manager Chris Ballard. And I don't know for sure if you guys understood exactly what I was talking about as far as what he said to me. I think a lot of people do agree that heard it, and certainly a lot of the media people that were there heard it as well. And that was as far as I can remember at all Chris Ballard going and saying with confidence that Andrew Luck was going to be back. That's as far as I can remember. Good morning, Gary Hudson. So I was that kind of surprised me a little bit because he had been apprehensive to that point to go any further than, he's just doing it and I believe in him. But I mean, he was pretty confident that Luck was going to be back, expected to be back, and everything was going to be okay with Luck. That part surprises me. So if you missed any of that conversation yesterday, please check it out, 1070thefan.com. It was really good. He came. Actually, I got to give him credit because we were set up at the Combine about 3 miles away, and he walked all the way over there and sat down and had a lengthy conversation with us after his press conference. So, I mean, it's really good stuff. That, seemingly, I'm guessing on this, but seemingly he's not high on Dante Moncrief either. Some of the in-house free agents, for example, not high on those guys. So, we'll see. We shall see. It could be a smokescreen. We talked about draft. We talked about Luck. We talked about free agency. We talked about the needs. We went back and talked about the whole screw job that Josh McDaniels gave the organization, and it was really good. I mean, really good stuff. So if you missed Chris Ballard with me in the 3 o'clock hour yesterday, 1070thefan.com. If you're a Colts fan, it is a must listen. I promise you that. The other thing, we had a good time at the end of the show. Final hour, me, the Professor John Clayton, Matt Taylor, and Kevin Bowen just sat there and talked nothing but Colts, football, and needs. That is outstanding, too, and that is up on a podcast at 1070thefan.com. See, Pete says Ballard seems genuine. I'm going to tell you this. I'm all for Ballard and guys in those positions being completely honest, which Ballard has been. I don't know if I would. I said yesterday, you might be a little bit too honest because we talked about how he didn't even have Frank Reich in his top 9. He was honest about that. Said that during the press conference, and he really didn't have to, but he did. And then if you heard him yesterday talk about Rashawn Melvin, who's an in-house cornerback free agent, saying that he was in Chicago and saw Melvin and really didn't think too much of him. I don't know. I mean, I understand that you want to be as transparent, and I preach that as possible, but there are some things, I don't know if I'd go much further than that. So, we'll see. Anyway, Heath says, sounds like they're not signing. Go, they're not. He explained that yesterday as well. Barkley may be the choice. I don't think that necessarily means Barkley is going to be the choice, but Heath, we did discuss this yesterday, that Frank Reich met with the media at about 2:30, and he had a quote, and I'll just paraphrase the quote here, where it's not going to take a committee of those out of the Colts complex to come up with the simple fact that they would like to have a 3-down type of offensive weapon that they could use in an up-tempo offense. I mean, that sounds a hell of a lot like Saquon Barkley, doesn't it? Sounds a hell of a lot like Saquon Barkley. I'm not saying that that's where they're going. But it sounded, and again, you get smoke screens and misdirections this time of year everywhere. I'm not going to say, but that's what Frank Reich, that's what it sounded like, wasn't it? I mean, it was. So, if you missed any of it yesterday, get both. Check out both Chris Ballard, that is a must, and me, the Professor John Clayton, Matt Taylor, and Kevin Bowen. It is fantastic football stuff. You will enjoy it. And plus, I think I called Taylor Gabriel Justin Gabriel. I got the WWE wrestler mixed up with the Falcons wide receiver. So that sounds really good, too. But it was awesome. Absolutely awesome yesterday at the Combine. That has probably been, outside of Adam Schefter being a complete jerk to me, the best Combine show that we have had. I mean, it was really, really good. Check it out, 1070thefan.com. Now to the really, really bad. Basketball last night was brutal. Absolutely brutal. You watched the Pacers? The Pacers turned the ball over 24 times. I have a lot of people saying, hey, man, all this talk about Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year, he sucks, he's garbage. Nate McMillan didn't turn the damn ball over 24 stinking times last night. 24 times. You're not going to beat me out here on my basketball goal, turning it over 24 times. I mean, it was awful. Absolutely awful. So, listen, I understand why everybody is going to be quick to jump to conclusions. Two that you're going to jump to last night would be what? Nate McMillan can't coach, and you had Miles Turner had 5 and 5. The Miles Turner thing, there's no doubt, more consistent. I mean, the night before or 2 nights before, 24 and 11. That's what Miles Turner should do. 5 and 5 is what I should do. Miles Turner should do 24 and 11. I should do 5 and 5. He did 5 and 5 last night. Last night wasn't on Nate. I mean, if that solidifies that Nate's a bad coach, then so be it. But last night was not on Nate. Last night was on those players that, I'm sorry, that looked like they half-assed it until things really got tight in the fourth. I mean, they were down 22, pulled within 2 points, and couldn't close the deal. Oladipo shot it awfully, and they did nothing but turn over the stinking basketball. That's not on the coach. Yeah, listen, there are a lot of average coaches out there. You're right, Corey Hall says McMillan is an average coach. He is. Tell me in the NBA how many average coaches are there? How many average coaches are there? A lot of people would suggest that Steve Kerr might be an average coach, but he's got a well above average team around him. Most people would say Brad Stevens is a great coach. Most people would say Greg Popovich is a great coach. How many people would say Tyronn Lue is a great coach? So last night wasn't on Nate, man. Last night was on the players. Bill Walsh, good morning. This is the Go-Go's in the background here. Yes. Mike Dwyer says bye-bye Frank Gore. That should be, along with re-signing Adam Vinatieri. Nothing against Frank Gore. That should be the easiest decision that Chris Ballard and company make before free agency, during free agency. There's just 34, 35-year-old running back. You've got to move on. Like I saw Doyle's column about these losers kicked out a winner. Oh, God. I mean, stop with the rah-rah bull crap, all right? It was time for Frank to go. If he can hook on with somebody else, he can hook on with somebody else. 34, 35-year-old running back, let it go. Let it go. They want to be fast. They want to be up-tempo. Just move on from the 35-year-old running back. That's the easiest decision that Ballard's going to make, and it has nothing to do with having a lot of losers and a win. I mean, come on. That's a lame-ass argument, it is. Anyway, we'll talk about that later on today. The Butler Bulldogs also gave us a great deal of horrific basketball last night. I was actually going to wear this today, and I love this hat, but last night, that was terrible. Dogs lose on the road at St. John's, a couple of overtimes. They actually, much like the Pacers almost did, tried to pull that thing out of the fire, but it was bad. I mean, they just played horse crap basketball last night. They really did. So the Pacers, too. So you didn't have much locally to cheer about as far as your two basketball teams in Butler and in the Pacers. IU later on tonight against Rutgers. That is, a 9:30 after 9 o'clock game from the Mecca. You guys see the crowds yesterday? NYC, Madison Square Garden for the tournament. Pretty damn funny is what it was. But we knew that was coming. All right, what else are we talking about today? You guys have any questions you want to ask me while I'm sitting here? Emac says, as long as our running back is not Trent Richardson anymore. Hey, listen, I like Frank Gore too, but you can't tell me that was time for Frank Gore to move on. You can't. You can't tell me that. Why in the world would you want to... Nothing against him, but you got to move on. Move on. Robert Murray wants to know if Butler's in or out. I still think Butler is in right now, but they played themselves last night, I thought, into a huge question mark. And if you watch Seton Hall only lose by a point to Villanova, Seton Hall is going to be a tough close. Butler can't lose like you can't lose last night versus Seton Hall and then get bounced in the first game in that Big East tournament. That would be a problem right there. Good morning, hip hugger. JMV, I thought the Pacers had a chip on their shoulder. Those guys, they weren't ready to play last night. I mean, Nate said that after the game. Everybody wants to get on Nate McMillan. He said that after the game. And it's always going to go back on the coach. But that crap wasn't his fault last night. It was a joke. Absolute joke. All right. Anything else this morning you guys want to ask? What else we got coming up today? We've got all these conference tournaments that are getting underway. And we have a sick little girl today. So it's just me and the donut pillow back there. And that's basically it. No spinning the dial this morning. Nothing like that. I'm bummed out. What are you going to do? Jay says Seymour Sectional is sold out this weekend. Man, it should be. I mean, that not only has Romeo, obviously, right? But you still got Floyd Central. The only team to beat Romeo in New Albany this season would be the Floyd Central squad down there. So that should be fun. I'm not surprised at all it's sold out. All right, I'm going to go some questions on you here really quick. Sports. It is sports overload. See, I mean, it's just different without the girl in here. Big Ten tourney in NYC and DC is laughable. Needs to stay in Indy and Chicago. My preference is Indy. Both of those would be absolutely accurate. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Heath. Did you see Knight give Archie props last night? Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it. Colts need offensive lineman from Mike. Absolutely. Don says, sad to see Frank go. Such a great story. Hope he gets a Super Bowl ring before retiring, and we get new skills that we need. I agree, Don. It was just time. Lou would be below average coach if he wasn't coaching LeBron. Corey, absolutely right. Brian says, was Frank wanting money? No, I think the Colts just wanted to move on. I mean, we were talking about that with Ballard yesterday. He answered the question. I just think they were ready to move on. Darnell said, I came in late. Where's Laney? Laney is sick today. Had a 103-degree temperature last night, so Laney is in the house, and we're going to go to the doctor in a little bit. But no, she's okay. The temperature is down. So we put her in ice, and she's in there eating fruit. And I'm not going to allow her to do drop-off line sports if she doesn't go to school. That's not very cool, even though my favorite thing to do in high school was to play basketball games on days in which I was sick. Sorry about that, or play the weekend of days when I was sick. What up, Mark Bailey? How you doing, man? Who else we got here? I'm looking for questions. I'm sorry. I got a little bit of time before we go to the doctor. Anyway, there you go. I don't know what else to really hit as far as points of interest. Just a lot of basketball and the NFL Combine. Saquon Barkley meets with the media later on today at 2:30. I want you to think about a couple of things. If you heard Chris Ballard beat yesterday, did it make you feel better about the proposition of Andrew Luck being just fine? Or did it not? A lot of people said it did, but then a lot of people were like me and just kind of want to see it to believe it, and I understand that. So he was as confident regarding Luck's return as he's ever been, as outspoken about it as he's ever been. Good morning, Mitchell. So if you missed it, 1070thefan.com. More high school stuff, too. I'm sure we'll get to that. I had a fantastic conversation yesterday. Anybody out there know who Paul Rodgers is? Gary Hudson says Kentucky Ole Miss game last night. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was out running around. But yeah, I mean, you're going to the monitor, Gary, with a blowout too, man. Going to the monitor and slowing things down with a blowout. Who is the better available player from Corey Hall at number 3, Barkley or Chubb? I think Barkley is going to be the better NFL player, but Chubb is the need, and they're pretty close. A lot of people would suggest I'm wrong. My man Darnell Booker today has a birthday. Darnell, happy birthday to you, my friend. I know I miss my partner here. She's in the house, by the way. But Drop Off Line Sports is not the same without Lanny. All right. Bobby Carter says the inside scoop from the high-end shopper. Luck is done. Yeah, got a caller. Had a caller yesterday on the show that said his friend owns a high-end clothing store on the north side, and that a couple Colts players have been in there, and they have told the owner of whatever high-end place this is that Andrew Luck is done. And then, by the way, somebody sent me a Facebook post that Andrew Luck indeed at USC is throwing right now. I don't think Andrew Luck is at USC. And I asked this person if they got this off Facebook, and they said yes. So, yep, I don't think he is throwing. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I got, I think this is the filet of chick this morning. All right. Laney wanted some fruit, and we were driving by, so the filet of chick. Not even any chocolate milk. All right. Got to run here. Guys, have a great day. 3 o'clock. I'll be there with all you need to know. Again, check out Chris Ballard. Report back to me at 3 o'clock and see what you think about his confidence level on Andrew Luck. All right. A lot of hoops today. All that you need, and your chance for Jack Johnson tickets today. And we're going back Metallica tickets. I think you could pre-sale us today. They officially go on sale on Friday for that show at Bankers Life Fieldhouse next year. So it is going to be a good week. Metallica tickets today. By the way, Paul Rodgers, the former lead to Free, Bad Company, and he was in The Firm. Paul Rodgers came on with me yesterday in a taped interview, and he was awesome. That's something we'll be able to roll back for you in the coming days. But Paul Rodgers and Wilson of Hart and Jeff Becker together later on this summer at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center, and it's going to be outstanding. Paul Rodgers was one of the best guys I've ever talked to when it comes to music, man. Awesome interview, and we'll roll that out in the days to come and certainly put that at 1070thefan.com. You guys are great. Later on today at 3 o'clock, and hopefully tomorrow we have the star of the show back on Drop Off Line Sports. Have a great day.